Thanks very much, Jill. It is 8:12 a.m. right now. 7 hours ago, a plane landed at Toronto's Pearson Airport, and on board 402 Canadians who are glad to be home, those who were stuck in Peru. But there are still many Canadians waiting to come home, and some are far away from where the plane can bring them back from. That is the Peruvian capital of Lima. The government in Peru has imposed a strict lockdown. People are not permitted to travel between cities. Margaret McKellar lives in the Toronto neighborhood of Riverdale, but right now, Margaret and her 15-year-old daughter have been stuck in Cusco, a city in the Peruvian Andes, about a 20-hour drive from Lima. They've been there for more than a week now. Margaret is on the line this morning. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Well, it's been an emotional toll, I would say. The last 10 days being on lockdown here and desperately trying to find a way to get home or to get to Lima, and we really have no options available to us.
So, walk me through this. There are these flights. There was this flight yesterday, but of course you couldn't get on it because you weren't in the place where it was leaving from. You're a long way away, and the country's in lockdown. So do you have any prospect? What do you need to be able to get to Lima?
So when this lockdown happened more than a week ago, all commercial flights were stopped. The president of Peru has said the only way for foreigners to leave is by negotiation with foreign governments. The only way, we can't even get on a bus to get to Lima, even if there were buses running. The only way for us to get out is for our government to negotiate that. And we've seen, Americans in Cusco are right now on their way to the Cusco airport to fly out. We've seen all other countries leaving, and we're just given really vague communication. I think yesterday was the first time that our ambassador really acknowledged that they're looking at doing something for us, but we don't know, and we don't expect to be on any of the flights out of Lima this week. And we don't know if there will be further flights after that. We're just hoping that we're able to leave.
So, step one for you is getting to Lima. Are the buses and trains running? Would you need special permission to get on them?
Oh, yeah, the government would have to arrange that. There is a strict lockdown. There is no public transportation happening. We are very limited. We have to walk, when we're allowed out to the grocery store, we have to walk in singles. You can't go out with other people. It's a very strict lockdown, which we understand the importance of lockdown in the situation, but it's a very scary situation and seems to be getting worse, and we're concerned about, obviously the mental health, but also the increasing concerns about the lack of the different healthcare system here and what that means for those of us who are going to be stuck here for weeks and possibly months.
Mm-hmm. What is it like in Cusco right now?
It was quiet. I went out to get groceries yesterday. There's a lot of things that change day to day in terms of the rules. So, we have a Facebook community here that is sharing information because we're not really getting a lot of information from the MC. And, they were told, some people were told that they're not allowed to go out every few days to get groceries. So, yesterday when I went out to get groceries, I changed my hair, I changed the clothes, I took a different route just so that I don't kind of become familiar to police. Mm-hmm. I leave my daughter here alone in the Airbnb while I do that, and which is kind of scary. And then, I was standing in line for 35 minutes at a grocery store, and an elderly woman had kind of passed out. She was clearly in medical distress on a bench. She was there when I went into the grocery store. When I got out an hour later, she was still there. The police were telling people to walk around her, and there was a SWAT team watching her, but still had no medical attention. We also heard yesterday that in a hotel just around the corner from me, an elderly Mexican man who had been denied boarding to a flight passed away in the hotel around the corner, and everyone in that hotel is on lockdown.
Very difficult times for you. If my math is correct here, I think you left Canada about 2 weeks ago, so that would have been a couple of days before the Prime Minister and the Foreign Affairs Minister said Canadians who are abroad should come home. What did you know, and what were you thinking when you left?
Well, when I left, it was the 10th when Trudeau said, March break is coming up. You should maybe check to see if there's any advisories in the regions you're going to. At that time, there were, 9 cases in Peru. It was a safer place to go than here. We checked the advisories. There were no kind of advisory warnings. So certainly followed those rules. And then it was after we were here that the world has changed very quickly in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, even in that week that you left, things seemed to happen so quickly. I think what you're just saying is you left on the Tuesday. The Friday is when the don't travel and come home order came out. We knew on Thursday, of course, that school wasn't going to be happening for 3 weeks. You must have been worried seeing those signs from home when you are abroad.
We were concerned, but we still had no idea. And I talked to, the tour guides and everyone here. Nobody thought that there would be an issue. This caught the entire country off guard. This, lockdown with less than 24 hours notice for people to get out. We scrambled. We got our way past police barricades, begging to get on flights to anywhere, Colombia, anywhere out of the country. Mm-hmm. It was just such a shock in such a short period of time. We were unable to react.
What do you need the Canadian government to do now? We've only got a few seconds here with you, but what do you need?
We need the Canadian government to get us out of Cusco. We've seen a lot of other people being rescued out of here, and the longer this goes on, the more people are at risk.
Margaret, I certainly hope you get home. I hope you get home soon, and I hope in the intervening time that you stay safe and stay well where you are. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry you're in this very difficult situation.
Thank you.
And is Margaret McKellar. She and her teenage daughter are stuck in Cusco, Peru, a city that's about a 20-hour drive from the capital of Lima. They're hoping to get home to Toronto as soon as possible, but not able because of a lockdown in that country. No commercial flights. The only flights that are getting out are ones that are arranged by other governments. The Canadian government, Global Affairs Canada, did respond to us, saying the first in a series of Air Canada flights to bring Canadians home from Peru departed Lima yesterday, and others are planned for this week. And for those people who are stuck further afield, the Canadian government also says, we are working with local authorities in Peru to coordinate air and bus transportation to help Canadians travel to Lima to help catch their flight. It's 8:20 a.m. right now, 2 degrees, heading up to a high of 9 in the city, and you can expect a mix of